listening to Speaking with One Voice with Rodney Payne. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you'd like discussed on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. That's rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. You can also search for us on Acast, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just look for Speaking with One Voice. Now, here's your host, Rodney Payne.
Hello and welcome to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Super excited to be back with you again here this week. I'm so fired up. This is our Live to Lead week. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But first, let me tell you, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast family. You hang out with us each and every week, and you help us to continue to grow our digital footprint in this space, and you allow us to add value to you and your team. And we are so excited about that. Now, listen. This is the week. It's here. We are Live to Lead. It's Thursday, October 9th, right here in Oklahoma City. There's still time. You can get your tickets today. Go click on the link right now, rodneyrpayne.com/Live to Lead OKC. Live to Lead OKC. You'll get all the information that you want about the event. Tickets are $79. We've got John Maxwell. We've got Craig Groeschel. We've got Jesse Cole. We've got Rodney Payne. We've got Danielle Adams, and a whole lot more. You want to be in the room for you and or your leadership teams. That's right. Thursday is the day, and I want you in the room. I look forward to seeing you. As always, please check out our podcast on whatever platform you're listening to right now. Make sure you subscribe and that you like and that you also rate us. As we continue to grow our space, we want you to go to our YouTube channel, and you've been doing that. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for giving us more access and visibility there. So please subscribe and turn on your notifications so that we can let you know as soon as we have new content. So listen, this week I have a very special topic for you, and I want to share this with you. Been super busy and traveling and all over the place, but this has been on my mind for several days, and I want to get it to you right now. So let's not delay. Today I want to talk about don't miss your leadership moment. Listen, every leader has a moment. Now, I got to be honest with you before I start. Most leadership moments are usually surrounded by chaos, desperation, catastrophic events, overwhelm, chaos. That's what it is. I mean, you have so much going, but this moment defines you as a leader. I remember several years ago heading into the pandemic. We knew we were going into the pandemic, but no one had any idea what it meant. What would it look like? What would be the restrictions? How would we come back from it? Would we survive it? No one knew. Everyone had ideas and thoughts, but no one really knew. I remember having a team meeting, call my team together, and I said, listen, this moment, this season can be our greatest moment in leadership or our worst. And I'm grateful to say that it came out to be our greatest moment. We were very nimble. We were adaptable. We were creative. We were committed. We were strong-willed, persevering. We worked hard to get through it. So I want you to understand, what is a leadership moment? Well, a leadership moment is a critical point in time where a leader can influence outcomes, shape futures, inspire others through decisive action or communication. You're going to have to make up your mind. And yes, you've got to make that decision. And yes, you've got to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what it is. But I'm telling you, every leader has a leadership moment, and I don't want you to miss your leadership moment. So let me give you some keys today as we talk about this. Leadership moments require you as a leader to have awareness of your opportunities. You have to know that this is an opportunity. This is the time. One of the things that I've been working with is in growing, being an entrepreneur, working in corporate America and serving in the various capacities of leadership that I serve, is over time, I've had some pivotal moments where it was time to move, time to get the team together, time to grow, time to take our business to the next level. And quite frankly, in a moment of transparency, we are experiencing that right now. When you are in that moment, you've got to know it. John Maxwell says leaders see farther and they see more quickly than others see. You've got to be aware that you are in the moment. So what you have to do is remain vigilant in the moments. You got to know that this moment requires leadership. You don't get to fall back. You don't get to recess. You got to engage, and you got to have some things happen during these times. Now, here's the challenging thing about leadership moments: is there some are planned and some are unexpected. The planned ones are easier to navigate because you're pushing toward a goal and you hope it's going to work out the way you see it. But unexpected leadership moments, due to circumstance, situations, chaos around you, change of environment, a government shutdown, whatever it may be, they are unexpected. So you have to be nimble, as I mentioned earlier. You got to be willing to do what you have to do to survive. You've got to take that time and repurpose your content, redirect how you deliver. Make sure you're meeting the needs of your clientele at that time, and they may specifically change. So you have to be very careful. But what you cannot do is you cannot, my friends, miss your leadership moment. What you want to do is make sure that you tune in to your team dynamics. Some people are going to rise up in these situations and be more useful to the team. They do well under these types of uncertainties and or pressures. So you want to make sure you know the dynamic of your team, know your company culture, understand what we have to address. You can't, if you have a team that's not necessarily aggressive, but they require more clarity, you've got to take that time in these moments to deliver the clarity to get the team exactly where they need to be. I understand it's a defining moment, so don't miss it. But also don't push your team too quickly. Don't push your team too harshly. Don't allow your team to be passive. When you are given leadership opportunities for your leadership moment, my friend, I want you to make sure that you are ready for your moment and that you don't miss that moment. This is so important, guys. I can't tell you how important it is just to be aware, because when you're aware, you can deal with it. But when you're taken off guard, you're in trouble because you're reacting. There's nothing better than a proactive, prepared leader, because they don't miss their leadership moment. Now, when you find the moment, when you're aware of the moment, the next thing is you have to have a readiness to act. You see, in these moments that we call leadership moments, these defining moments, they're not time to develop a strategy only. These moments require execution. See, you have to have the mental and the emotional preparedness to be able to move forward and seize this leadership moment. That's why one of the things that you can do, and I want to kind of just drop back for a moment and go back to this. It's so important that you understand what's happening in your business. It's important that you understand what's happening in these opportunities that you have. I can tell you, I am in the middle of a gauntlet schedule right now. This is what you work for. This is why you're an entrepreneur. I am in a time where my schedule is relentless. So with that, I have to make sure that I keep myself mentally and emotionally prepared, because I know I'm aware of the season that I'm in. So that means whatever I do for my self-care routine, ding, 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 self-care routine, regularly to take care of myself, I've got to be extra intentional today. Can I share this with you? As I went to see one of my team members today who takes care of me and keeps my body and my mind right, they said they were concerned about me. And then because I've been so busy, but I reminded them, remember, I scheduled this session several weeks ago because I knew where I would be during this season. So I knew I had to be extra attentive to myself, to my emotional, my mental, my physical needs. So I had already scheduled that. You're going to miss your leadership moment if you can't answer the bell. So what you have to do is you have to engage in continuous care of yourself, as well as learning and self-development. One of the things that I do, and I share this with you often, is I have several events that I attend annually. As a matter of fact, one is just right around the corner. I attend these events to grow myself as a leader. I continue to do that to develop myself, which is why I'm offering you Live to Lead. You show up and Live to Lead, it's going to be a continuous learning and development of self and professional development that you're going to be able to be prepared for times like these. So we've got some great speakers. That's October 9th in Oklahoma City. You want to go to RodneyRPayne.com/Live to Lead OKC, and you can get your tickets. But you want to make sure that you're equipped with what's going on from the latest and the greatest thought leaders that can help you with process, systems, and strategies, so that you'll have the skills necessary when your leadership moment shows up. the worst thing that can happen is you could be aware of it, but you're not ready to act because you've not prepared yourself. Listen, you got to invest in yourself. You got to take care of yourself. And so I want you to understand it's really important that you take time to cultivate things in your personal life as a leader, such as resilience, adaptability. You've got to be able to respond effectively whenever opportunities arise. We have that one opportunity. What if you're in the elevator, old fashioned quote, and you've got that 60 seconds and you're with the person who could change the trajectory of your business forever, but you're not ready because you've not prepared to be able to deliver what you do in 60 seconds. That's all it takes. You've got to be able to articulate what you do and stop telling people what your name is and what the name of your company is, and tell them what problem you solve, my friends. If you're not going to miss your leadership moment, you have to know what problems you solve. So we've got to have an awareness. We've got to have a readiness to act if we're not going to miss our leadership moments. This is so critical. I want you to get this. Oh, I'm leaning in. I hope you're getting this. Listen, you are listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. As always, so glad to be with you. Thank you for being in the room. Today, we are talking about don't miss your leadership moment. And we've told you two things so far. One is you have to have awareness. Two is you got to be ready or have readiness to act. And we talked about self-care. You got to take care of yourself. You also have to do some professional and personal growth to be ready to make those decisions, and make sure that you are always ready to be resilient and adaptable in whatever situation you face. Now, if I could give you one more thought on this, I actually have a couple more, but let's talk about this for a moment. During your leadership moment, what you cannot afford to do is miss the communication moment. So awareness is critical. Readiness is critical. Now, effective communication is also critical. So what we have to understand is that when we're under fire, when we have this leadership moment, we're typically not going to have a lot of time. So we're going to have to be clear and assertive in our communication so that our team knows exactly what we're facing and what the outcomes are. Our team has to know that. It's so important that we understand and that we're very, very clear on this. So what I want you to understand is that you've got to have various techniques that allow you to always communicate your vision, always communicate your values, and then you can use direction that will galvanize our team. We don't have time to cast vision in a leadership moment, and we don't have the liberty to step outside of our vision in a leadership moment. When we have a leadership moment, we've got to be ready. We've got to be assertive. We've got to communicate clearly, and we've got to stay within our vision, our values, and our team culture. See, this happens by ongoing sharing, and ongoing demonstration, ongoing display of ongoing adherence to our vision, our values, our culture. There's a way that we move so that when we move quickly, when we move assertively, when we're in the midst of a leadership moment, we don't change our process. We stay within our guidelines. We stay within how we do things around here. While there may be a sense of urgency, it's not time to abandon our process. So it's important that we always have an environment or a culture where we're actively listening to our team and responding to the needs and the concerns of others while we're in these pivotal moments. We cannot drop the ball once we get to this place. What we should have is we should have had enough practice, enough execution, enough experience that when we face this leadership moment, my friends, oh my goodness, we are going to be in a position where we are ready to move. One of the things that I share in one of my curriculums is when developing a new habit, our objective in getting a new habit is we feel like that this habit, this practice of doing things will be something that becomes automatic and less thought about, where it becomes how we move. And so what I challenge some of our clients to do, or all of them actually, is I want you to, when you're developing a new habit, the goal is that you want to get this habit from new to natural. When it's new, you have to be intentional. When it's new, you have to think about it. When it's new, it doesn't always fit. But when it's natural, it just kind of happens. But here's the key. Take this nugget away. This is from our Match Executive Coaching Program. If you need one-to-one coaching, we could help you with this. What we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, What exactly happened in order for me to develop that habit? What was my process? What did I do? And we're going to continue to do it until it grows from a new place to a natural place. It goes from being intentionally thinking about it all the time to actually just doing it because it's become a part of who I am. The reason we want to capture the process is so that we can build a system. When we build a system, now we can build another new habit by using the same process. So the concepts are transferable, even though it may not be the same thing. The habit may not be the same, but what it takes to position myself to be in position to do it naturally, it's the same process or same system. So when we have our leadership moments, I want your communication to not be new. I want your communication to be natural. So I want you to think about this. That's why it's so important as you go along. When you actively listen, you can modify how you handle certain things and certain situations as you're growing, so that when we're under pressure and we have a leadership moment, now we don't have to worry about it because concern for others is our culture. We never do anything without concern for others. We always consider our team. We always actively listen. We give a platform where everyone can offer their input and or their suggestions and thoughts, particularly in their area of expertise. When we do this, responding to our leadership moment becomes a natural process, and it takes the pressure off so we can communicate effectively, because this is how we always communicate. Oh my goodness. I hope you are enjoying this. Can I share one more with you? Can I share one more? So we've talked about awareness. We had to be aware. We talked about readiness, and then now we've gone through our next process of communication. And now I want to talk about. I touched on it in the last point, but you have to think about this as you're going through your leadership moment. You still, as a leader, have to be willing to either seek and or embrace feedback. You want to know the pulse of the organization. It cannot be a one leader show. You have to be willing to hear others, allow others to express themselves, and then get genuine feedback. I often speak and do strategic planning sessions, and I work with clients on a regular basis. And when I work with teams or individuals or even have a keynote speech, I always ask for feedback. Why do I ask for feedback? One, I want to make sure I met the goals and objectives of the organization. I want to find out where I missed it, because my goal is always to serve as best I possibly can. And so if I didn't get it right, which I've never gotten it completely right, according to me, I want to get better. So it's important that you get insight from your peers, from your mentors, and your team members to let you know how. I know we just had a leadership moment. Give me some feedback. How did it go? What did it feel like to you? Did we navigate this well? My mentors, I had an opportunity with my team and we had a leadership moment, and I did this, this, and this is the outcome. What do you think? Team members, we just went through this great big transition. How did it go? What did you like? What worked well? What didn't work well? How can we get better? When you have leaders who are willing to embrace an environment that where feedback is welcome, listen, what's going to happen, and they use it constructively, you will be an unstoppable team. It's sensitive teams, it's less experienced teams that can't offer constructive feedback. When we care for others as a part of our culture, we will not miss our leadership moments because we have a way that's become natural. Remember, new to natural? This is now natural. I want you to think about this, because embracing feedback will change your organization. And if you're going to find, not miss, maximize, not miss, take full advantage of, not miss your leadership moment, feedback is going to be critical. Because here's the good news. Leadership moments are not just one and done. You're going to have many of them along the path. And so the goal is to get better and better with them as you go. Understand, effective leaders, they always utilize their feedback they receive to redefine, to structure, to help strategize their approach as it becomes relevant in future leadership moments. In other words, they use what we just went through to get better, for the next time. Oh my goodness. You all, I want you to know I am running out of time today, but I got to tell you, I am loving this and I know you are ready for your next leadership moment. So think about this. You need to actively seek out and embrace your next leadership moment. What is it? I need for you right now. This is a leadership moment. You have an opportunity to get your team in the room for $79 per person. Thursday, October 9th, right here in Oklahoma City. You can do this. It's worth the investment. You'll have an opportunity to be around like-minded individuals. You'll learn from some of our best thought leaders and communicators on how to influence and motivate your teams and to get the best out. You're going to learn a specific structure. I promise you, I'm going to deliver to you a specific structure whereby you can have strategy that works. You can clearly define your strategy. We're going to get you organized. We've got some workshop type environments that are going to help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. It's your leadership moment. Don't let this moment pass. I want you to make sure that you, my friends, right now, go get your tickets. RodneyRPayne.com/live to lead OKC. You have to understand that you are in a position, my friends, right now, and you don't want to miss your leadership moment. I am so out of time, but I'm having so much fun. You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. I appreciate you being in the room. I appreciate you allowing me to add value to you and or your leadership team. Now, let's take this leadership moment. Let's get signed up for Live to Lead OKC. Let's do it. Also, if on whatever social media platform you are, at Rodney R. Payne is where you can find me. Please like us, like our post, like our communications, follow us, turn notifications on so you'll be the first one to get information. As always, thank you for following our YouTube channel. You've been doing that. Our numbers are going up. I'm asking you to make sure you go find that Rodney R. Payne YouTube page. It's Rodney R. Payne. You can find that page, get the latest podcast we've got, as well as other information that will help you to make it through your leadership journey effectively. And what I want you to do more than anything today is don't miss that leadership moment. Now, this is a test. If you listen to this whole podcast today, I want to thank you. If you will DM me on any of our social media platforms, if you will DM me and say, I heard this on the podcast, can I get my free ticket? I've got a limited number and I will be sharing free tickets to Live to Lead. If you hear this, make sure you DM me. It's this Thursday, October 9th, right here in Oklahoma City. Listen, it has been my pleasure, as always, to hang out with you here on Speaking with One Voice, adding value to you and or your leadership team. And we're done this week. That's all I got for you. So thank you for being in the room, listening to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Until next time, my friends, let's keep growing together.
You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. Please remember to follow Rodney Payne on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney R. Payne. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback, so please feel free to leave us comments. And if you would, rate and subscribe to the podcast, we'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to set up for notifications so you can get the latest updates and social media posts and get new podcasts when they're released. As always, use the hashtag Speaking with One Voice or simply SWOV on any of your social media posts. On behalf of Rodney Payne, thanks again for listening to Speak.